lot of credit to Oregon State. Obviously did a lot of very, very good things today to go out and get a win. A couple injury updates. I don't have a lot of information other. Brendan Kelly actually tweaked his hammy before during the week. I think it was on Tuesday or Wednesday. We thought might have a chance of him playing. Just didn't feel he could go out there and execute. So that wasn't anything today that happened. But obviously we lost Shelton Johnson has a broken right arm. Where it is or any of those details I don't know. I did ask, is it a season-ending event? It's not. I don't know the weeks or the parameters, but and then Abby, they took him to the hospital and checked up on a couple different things. If I gave you information, it wouldn't be reliable. I just know that he's flying back with us. They just told me he's going to fly back with us. So anything, if there was anything that made them cautious of that, I'm sure they wouldn't allow that to happen. So I don't know what the parameters of him being back are. So I just think, starting off offense, defense, special teams, we do certain things during the course of the week that make you feel you're going to play a pretty good football game, and then obviously the performance in the first half offensively was just unacceptable, and that starts with me. We got to be able to, I think, make sure that we can execute the plan that we had in place, and obviously what we do at Wisconsin, there's a certain formula that we recruit to that we believe to be very, very important for us to have success, and when we can't let that happen, we're going to find ourselves in trouble. So best rhythm we had all day was the 2-minute at the end. So we got to find a plan that gives us a chance to play in rhythm and make our guys make plays. Defensively, I was very happy to come in the locker room 3-0. I just thought that our defense played their tails off, gave up some big plays, but they buckled up down there and gave us a chance. I thought we were extremely fortunate to be only down 3-0 at the start of the second half. Special teams, there was some things out there they hadn't shown. They hadn't done a shield punt team, so our guys made some nice adjustments there. I thought Drew Meyer punted the ball extremely well, but obviously a lot of things to work on, and we got to get it done in a short amount of time.
You mentioned the form that you recruit to. I assume you're talking run the ball, play action pass.
Yeah, I mean the things that we traditionally do, the things that we're planning on doing coming in here today. Again, I give credit to Oregon State, but there just wasn't any room in there. We weren't getting any push in the line of scrimmage. That's again goes to me on what we do during the course of the week, the inside drill, those things we got to emphasize, getting moving at the line of scrimmage and doing a lot better of creating a new line of scrimmage for our backs to make reads off.
Brett, you guys don't have a great track record with review plays at the end of the game. What was going through your head at that point?
Yeah, the guy coming off the field thought that they had let it, one thing I said when we were in that huddle, if we go middle dribble, I looked at Kyle and I said, make sure it goes 10 yards. That was the last thing I said, and I think, he seemed to be pretty adamant that he'd let it go 10 yards. I know there was a lot of guys on our sideline saying that the ball went past, hit one of their guys, and then came back. But obviously, it went to review, and you hope and pray that the correct call was made.
Is Monty getting frustrated at all?
Well, Tom, I haven't talked to him after the game, but if I was a guy that is used to putting up numbers, and those numbers haven't shown up, it's just natural human nature to begin to get frustrated, and it's something that he's not alone on.
Are you surprised with the play of the offensive line today? I mean, last week they said they weren't happy with their performance. They thought they left holes that could have been there that weren't there.
Yeah.
They didn't play that much back.
Tom, it would be a disservice to say what I think. I mean, I had the same view and point that all of you had from the sideline, but I know that there wasn't any clean looks for those guys to run through, and that makes me believe there was a lot of things happening at the line of scrimmage.
The other part of the form was taking care of the ball. You guys said Danny had two.
Danny, yeah, and one was I know one was a backside hit where that stuff happens. But on the same account, we got a security, and obviously in the red zone, that's just done. For us, we always talk about touchdowns, not field goals. But what we can't do is turn the ball over to the red zone. We had the ball on the 9-yard line. In a 2-point or in a 2-score ball game, that's at a premium.
Coach, after 35-0 last year, did you see any evidence of overconfidence?
On our guys? Well, I hope not. The game we saw, the 12 games we saw, last year's team was much improved team. A quarterback, they can be very, very accurate. We get a lot of credit again to Oregon State. Mike Price is a very good football coach. They've been very, very good here at beating ranked opponents. Obviously, they did it again today.
Oregon State's touchdown, it looked like Cromartie left it back.
Yeah.
And was he expecting help in the back end?
No, I think that was again, I'll refrain to. I know that it was a play that we kind of had seen during. That's the play they ran last year. I mean, it's a play that we've seen before. I know that Marcus wishes he could have that one over again.
Brett, 2 of 14 on third down. What are the factors there?
Well, two things. I don't think we gave our kids a chance on some of the plays just to create, to be positive on third down. I mean, we put ourselves in a third and extra long, not manageable downs, and that, obviously you're playing behind the chains in that regard, and then obviously we didn't handle some of the pressure very, very well. Not only was he sacked those couple times, but he felt the pressure and had guys in his face and he had some erratic throws.
Abby was your most experienced wide receiver coming in, and he was gonna have to do a lot. When he went out, what some difficulties that made it for that group and your offense in general?
Well, we just get down to numbers there. Of course, we were going 3 wide outs at the end of the game and that hurry up offense, so one of the things that we did go to there at the end was having Monty and James out there, and I think that's something we're gonna probably have to expand because they're both really good players.
And Danny's interception, do you think he was forcing it or just panicked a little bit?
Yeah, I think he threw that one inside. If I remember correctly, they were in 2-man, which they were man underneath with 2 high safeties, and definitely the one thing you can't leave is that ball inside.
What was were you guys trying to catch them off guard on that sneak?
Sneak, yeah, and again, that's something that's gotta happen in line of scrimmage. I think our guys are a little thrown off. You can see it was clearly short, but I know they were looking at it and kind of missed the surprise element there.
Do you almost have to go with the dribble onside now with the rule changes where they can fair catch?
Yeah, I think, obviously, this is one of Coach Boo's, that's his segment. I really like that alignment. It obviously almost worked. We've been dabbling around with all kinds of different options. We still have we have a possibility of having 5 different onsides out of our personnel grouping. So it's just a play that you hopefully don't have to go to that often.
How do you think your players will respond to this?
Well, I know that they're disappointed. I know everyone wanted to come out here and have a victory, but a lot of character in that room. The one thing I did give them credit for is they never gave up. I don't think there was one person out there that didn't take the field, other than obviously when the victory was in hand there at the end. I thought our guys fought their tails off, everybody, all coaches, all the players. That part I was very, very happy with.
Did you know there would be some adversity today?
Oh, absolutely. I knew. It's just this environment, all those stats that everybody had been throwing at us. Those things happen to people. I challenged our guys last night, players and coaches, the part that I really thought was going to have to happen today, the more mentally prepared and the more mentally sharp football team would win. It was a little bit of both today.
Concerned getting this team ready for this game this week coming up today.
Well, I think we got to get ourselves right. I know Utah State won a game last night, a thrilling game for them, so they'll come in sky high. But I think the number one thing that we've realized, at least in this program, is we determine our success. Obviously, you play an opponent and you go against them in competitive nature, but how we prepare and how we execute our assignments on Saturday determine the results.
Seemed like they targeted the short pass, whether it was bubble screens or just quick.
Yeah, I think they were getting the ball out quickly, making our guys tackle on the perimeter. That's their game. I mean, they're really anything that they hadn't shown before with a quick game and trying to get the ball outside on the perimeter.
How do you stop those? How do you discourage them from throwing those short passes?
Well, I think as the game went on, we went some press, we went some hard corner out there, some cover 2. Obviously, allowing the players, the corners to play a little more aggressive at the line of scrimmage.
You still need to get more pressure on the opposing quarterback?
Yeah, we were around him, we didn't get a big hit on him. I really thought our guys were coming after him hard. There was guys that were wearing down a little bit, but, anytime we could get some hits on him, and I think create kind of a boxing approach to it, his body blows for a 4-quarter game.
Sometimes it looks like Danny just didn't have anywhere to go with the ball. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I would agree. There's some plays where I know, when Abby was out of there, then kind of mentioned some guys in some new spots that hadn't been there, obviously where Abby had been all week during the course of our preparation, but that's not an excuse. It's next man in, and it's my responsibility to make that guy prepared.
Did they throw a bunch of different stuff at you defensively?
Defensively?
Yeah. Like for your...
They brought some pressures that, a couple different techniques up front. They played their Mike linebacker a little deeper, which allowed him to run over the top on some plays. We really thought some of our zone plays with the option to cut back were going to be good, and obviously they were shut up. I thought they really did a nice job of controlling the line of scrimmage. That seemed to be a big problem all day.
Are you angry at all, Brett?
Yeah. Doing really good job not showing it. But I'm not in this profession to lose football games. Any loss absolutely disturbs me to no end.
What's at the top of the list for causing that right now?
Myself,
Bothering you?
it all starts with me. So if I know something's not right and I don't get it corrected, then it's my own fault for not.
Do you have any hints coming in you know how guys practice during the week, you guys have talked about practice, do you have any hint coming in that something like this might?
Well, I had no doubt that we were gonna be in for a dogfight today. I knew we had to play clean football, play the way that we, prepare the way that we practice for us to win. And, you know, we, had a long bus ride yesterday from the airport to the hotel, and, you know, we basically put, last year's film on, and, you know, the thing was slow to develop in the first half last year. I mean, there was, quite a few plays that, we had to punt, you know, get ourselves, we weren't out getting off field on third down, and you flip that into a road environment, and it just steam wheels from there.
You mentioned those stats you're going up against. Why is it so tough for Big Ten teams to come out here, you think?
No excuses. I mean, it's a hostile environment. It's a longer trip. We're seeing all of Oregon. We flew into, you know, there's a home weekend for Oregon too as well, so the Ducks. So we flew into Portland, we drove to Salem, we drove to Corvallis today, and we fly out of Eugene. So I mean, we're getting a full view of Oregon.